Hey, what is going on, guys? We are here in Star Trek Fleet Command, and we are joined by two awesome guests today, Shotty and Admiral Ramius. Guys, introduce yourselves. How's it going?
Doing good. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Awesome. Hey, the voice that you're hearing now is Shotty. I am the kind of comic relief of the group, and try to have a little bit of fun with the game and poke a little bit of fun at some of the not so great aspects of the game, but try to keep it light and just kind of bring the world out there, buddy.
Yeah, for sure. So tell us a little bit about yourselves. Like, how long have you been playing the game? What made you get into content creation? And yeah, like, just tell us a little bit about yourselves. Sure.
Okay, well, I'm Admiral Ramius. I'm the Admiral of the Challenger Alliance, part of the Shuttle family on Server 22. And Shotty and I have been in various alliances together, and it all started off with a joke. Shotty, why don't you tell the story?
All right. Believe it or not, the whole getting into the podcast and content creation was a completely smart ass joke. I was probably 2 weeks ago sitting on the couch playing around on the game, and me and Ramius are chatting back and forth, and I sent him a message in Discord because we were working on something, and I'm like, we should do a podcast again, being a smart aleck. And he goes, you want to? And I really didn't know what to say at that point. I went, sure, let's do this. Let's see where this goes. Because it's going to go one of two ways. It's either going to go up. Well, it's going to go three ways. It's going to go up, down, or up and turn into a mushroom cloud. I don't know where we're going to go from this point. I'm hoping it's up. I just pray that there's no mushroom cloud later because it could get ugly.
Yeah, for sure. So what's the dynamics like on your server? Like, because I'm on server 8, so obviously, like, we're the Canadian server, right? So, like, I don't know, like, what's it like on your guys' server?
Well, you got me on there, so that's interesting.
That counts, yeah.
Yeah, you got me on there. It's interesting all in itself. I kind of keep the family running as far as cracking jokes. I obviously have my humor in there, but dynamic as far as, like, from my point of view, it's a pretty decent dynamic. I try to stay out of GC as much as possible. Every once in a great while, you'll get somebody in there that they're kind of new, and it's kind of the way that I open up to people. It's like fishing. I'll kind of peek in there and go, oh, new fish. And then I'll go back into Ace and go, hey, y'all, watch this. And then I'll go back into GC again, and I'll throw out the lure. I'm like, hey, you need to do this and this. I'm like, well, how do I repair ships? I'm like, oh, you can't repair ships, because I'm actually going to go off of one thing that happened. Like, you can't repair the ships. And they go, oh, really? Yeah, you got to completely rebuild them. No way. Yeah, it's kind of terrible. You are going to use some RSS to bring the ship back to life, but you're going to have to rebuild it. Yeah. Like, oh, wow, really? And then another alliance from a member from a different alliance kind of hopped in, and they start towing the line a little bit. Like, all right, cool, this ought to be fun. He's driving the boat. I'm the one reeling in the big fish here. And then it just went back and forth, and they were like, hey, man, we're just kidding. Just hit the rebuild button and you're good to go. So as far as that dynamic goes, we have a lot of fun in GC, whatever the time kind of permits it. But as far as my end, it's a really cool dynamic. Our family, again, the Shuttle family. I'm part of the Challenger family. It's a great group of folks. A lot of those folks actually came from the prior alliances that me and Ramius were associated.
Right.
So it's a big family atmosphere on our end.
Yeah, that's great fun. That's definitely one of the things I find with STFC. Like, you make a lot of friends, you make a lot of family, and it does really count. Like, sometimes you're logging in not just for the game, but for the participation, etc. Right? So
sure.
Definitely that.
So what's your side of it, Ramius? How do you feel?
Well, I agree. I am more on the strategy side and trying to get an understanding of the game and get the new people into it have an understanding where they can be successful and continue to level up and don't get frustrated with some of the hard stops like the level 15 and things like that. So for me, I'm a teacher of sorts in real life, so I like to bring that into the game and help people get better. And I model a little bit of my namesake and try to be strategic and help others do the same thing.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So yeah, I mean, so do you know a lot of people? Like, have you met anyone in real life on this game, or is it just through the Alliance, basically?
It's all pretty much through the Alliance. In fact, ironically, one of the other server members from another Alliance messaged me in relation to the podcast, and come to find out he lives about an hour away from here.
Oh, wow.
And wasn't expecting that at all. So that may lead to something later down the road, but as yet I haven't met anybody, but I've seen a few people out in the wild where I'll see them playing Star Trek Fleet Command on their phone, and I may say something about it. One guy absolutely, he like hid his name, hid his base location. He's like, I don't want you to come raid my stuff. I'm like, man, I'm just trying to help.
Yeah.
Oh
my God.
That's hilarious. Honestly, like, as far as my end of it, a pretty cool story. I've not met any of our current members. Tomorrow that's going to change. One of our members actually lives here in Indiana with me.
Interesting.
Yeah, actually lives in Indiana here with me, and he told me, he goes, kind of get an idea where I lived at, and he's like, we might have a job opportunity, because I drove a truck for a CDL truck for a company.
Okay.
And he's like, hey, he goes, we actually have an opening. I think you would be perfect for it. I'm like, well, cool, man. It gives me a chance to get off nights, have a Monday through Friday, spend time with my family.
Yeah.
So he got me hooked up with a job, and I work with him, not directly with him, but I do work with him. We chat on the phone quite a bit. We do work on the phone, but we've not met and shook hands yet. Tomorrow night, we're actually, me and my wife and him and his spouse are going to meet up and have dinner and just kind of get to know each other and shake hands and have a good time. So I'm actually pretty excited about that.
Wow, that's great. Like I've never actually heard about that before. Like that is really great news.
That's the one thing that it makes it easy when you have that family atmosphere, like you were talking. The community atmosphere is something that's absolutely amazing with the game. I've had something similar, and I don't want to go too far into it, but there was a PlayStation Network game called Warhawk.
Okay.
And there was a clan that started with that Warhawk game, and I was one of the original founding members. There was 9 of us that founded the clan. The clan has now encompassed all branches of video game, whether it's be computer, Xbox, PlayStation, whatever, and we have roughly over 100 of us together as a family.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been in that for the past 11 years. And when I started playing Star Trek Fleet Command and got into the alliances with the Ramius and a lot of the shuttle family, I felt that family atmosphere, and it felt like home.
Yeah.
So I've pretty well much pledged my allegiance as far as on the game to the shuttle family and everybody that's in there. That's my family, and there's nothing in the world that I wouldn't do to help them out.
That's great. Yeah, like it sounds like the both of you have really like embraced the shuttle family and the alliance, and that's great news. Like, yeah, like so I've heard that recently, like there may be server merges happening. Like, have you guys thought about that at all? Like, you could be getting like new members, right?
We've heard about server merges. It's been a rumor for maybe what I've heard on this end of it. But they've opened up the server. We've gotten new members, because to the server itself, not necessarily to the alliance, but there's been new players come on. Some of the older players, they're not active or whatever. They either kill off their character or remove them to some sort of file cabinet in the basement or something.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, I think especially with our server, it would definitely I don't know if more powerful players come onto our server, that would definitely change things up for sure. Um, but yeah, I don't know about that.
Hey,
Um,
I don't, I'm not sure what Ramius has heard as far
hmm.
as server mergers. Have you kind of heard anything else? Or?
Well,
Right.
go on. Sorry.
I was going to say, I've only heard the same rumor, and I know we've gone through this a couple times. We saw some server drama when this first was announced, and it also kind of came around the Armadas thing. So some of the leaders, there are a couple groups where we have the admirals from the different alliances. Some of those discussions have been a little nervous about what's going to happen. That said, I've heard that they attempted to merge a couple servers without the success that they wanted. So everybody's curious, but there's no real plans to change anything. It's more like, okay, we'll clear out these inactive players and be able to add some new folks in. And looking at some of the older servers, it looks like there are definitely some more powerful people in there that'll be exciting to have them join in, and not just the same whales picking on the rest of us dolphins and krill as we play the.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's definitely a lot of there's definitely more whales and more servers for sure. I know on our server, we have a few whales, but not as many as other servers. I think. Yeah, I think I feel like the founding server is just a whole bunch of whales basically and dolphins. So yeah, there's that. So what do you guys think of? Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, I'm looking at the list right now, and with the updated stats, our biggest whale is 17 million in power, and then it stays greater than 10 million all the way to level 20.
Interesting.
So, yeah, we have some very powerful folks. It's just a matter of what happens when you take and add another server's set of whales into the mix, and what does that do for it? I think it'll be very interesting. And then looking at the latest set of challenges and the ISS jellyfish and all that,
yeah,
I could see them using that as a tool to bring in additional resources. And then if you added a PvP armada where lower level players could get together and hit a whale's base and actually take it out, that would be very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Kind of an armada hit type situation where you get 3 or 4 people that are willing just to smash their ship into the face of that base and kind of draw blood.
Yeah.
After you draw blood, all the sharks come out.
Yeah, especially before the new update, it was a lot easier to hit bases. But now that the new update is hit, I haven't had a lot of experience with that, but I've heard it's a lot harder. Yeah.
Yeah, the base hits are it's going to take more than just a real fat rear-ended Kumari just to plow a base and knock the defenses down, or even kind of a mid-range Mayflower to really do the damage. Now, I actually, after the update, and I'm not sure if this was after the settings finally set in and all the levels changed, or the power changed, or not. But I had one of our whales come down and crack my base wide open with a Mayflower. It's and I had a Kumari sitting in there.
Right.
Well.
Oh, so this is after the update, right?
Yeah, this was after the update.
Right.
Actually, let me.
Well, I've heard that.
See if I can pull that hit up.
Yeah, I don't think Kumaris can't even hit bases anymore. We have a 5 million player, and he was saying he can't even use his Kumari basically. Not anymore. So I don't know, if faction ships are the new thing, or whether you'll need multiple alliance players with Kumaris. I just don't know. There's not enough information out there, I feel. Yeah.
Right. Well, one of the things that I've kind of seen as far as that is the faction ships are expensive enough as they are just to get to where you need to be. And what I mean by expensive is you can't hit a lot of the faction level ships early. I mean, you're talking 25, 26 before you could build a solid ship. In my opinion, just my opinion only.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's expensive to get there from a level 1 to 25. I mean, I started playing somewhere around mid-December. I remember seeing commercials for it during Thanksgiving for the game. So I'm like, I'm just going to give it a shot, test it out, see what happens. Because I'm usually one of those ones that I'm a little late to the game. I'll watch it, see if it takes off, see if it's going to be worthwhile to delve into it. And it's like commercial after commercial after commercial. I'm like, all right, well, these commercials are talking to me, so I better do something.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and jumped on board, and I've enjoyed the game for the most part. It's been fun times, been rough times, but that's kind of how the game works. Yeah, you're gonna get hit, you're gonna hit people and everything else.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, here we go. I was able to pull that up.
Okay.
The strength of this Mayflower. No, sorry, it was a Saladin. That's what tagged me.
Oh, okay.
It was a 1.5 mil Sally that tagged my 3 million base with a 293k Kumari sitting inside of it.
Oh.
And just
wow.
He walked away with a full boat.
Really? That's crazy.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there thinking, and this is from a player's standpoint of, I guess maybe my standpoint here is I'm not anywhere near being a whale. My pockets aren't that deep, and I also have other things like a family to take care of, so I have to be cautious of where I spend my money.
Yeah, for sure.
But for somebody on my end that can spend a little bit here and there, it's not a terrible thing. I am a heavy 25 right now. I've got my ops base my ops building to move up to 26.
Yeah.
So somebody like me that you got a level. I'm trying to think of what that whale's level was. That whale was a 35.
Okay.
You're talking a 35 to a 25. That's a 10 level deficit, and they can just kind of walk in there and kick the door up into the base, go through, look at a buffet of what you got in there, and get what they want and leave with it. Not quite fair as far as lower level players.
Yeah.
And I've always said, and this has again been my opinion, there really should be like a 3 to 5 level up and down that you should be able to hit at from your level. So if you're a 35, you should be able to hit at the very lowest a level 30 base.
Well, they did have that before, and they were like, "Oh, it doesn't work." So I don't know, because pretty sure they did have that before, right? Was it 5 levels?
It seemed to be a bit wider.
Right.
It's a bit wider for a while.
A bit wider than that.
Yeah, because at one point in time, if I remember right, not to cut you off right this, but when I moved to level 24, I was able to hit down to 28. As soon as I hit at level 18, 19 area, and then as soon as I hit 25, I could hit anything lower than a 21.
Yeah.
So the range is wide in some instances, and way too wide whenever you get up in those higher levels, because from what I understand, you're talking almost a 10 level swing once you hit 35 and above.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to me, I think they've made it easier for whales to raid.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand why a whale that can throw that kind of money at it in that aspect needs to raid, because they've got all the resources that they need. I think it's more just let me just hit this base, let me hit this base, let me buff my numbers here, versus battling amongst themselves in that level set is my opinion. Like I said, I mean, it's a game. It's here to have fun. And unfortunately, there are some people that play games that they're just out there to ruin somebody's good time. That is a factor. But then there's also players that are legitimately wanting to play, and it's part of it. We get it. It's a PvP game. But for some folks that are just like, wow, I've played this game for this long, and now it's no longer fun for me. I'm out.
Yeah.
They get raided one too many times. Well, yeah, you might lose that one player that may or may not spend any money, but you've got that one whale player that's able to dump $100, $200, $300 at a moment's notice.
Yeah. I mean, do you think gameplay has improved since? I don't know how long you've been playing for, but like, do you think it's improved in the past couple of months with all these updates that have been happening?
I would I would definitely say yes. I think that there was a while there where the primary focus was bug fixes and optimization of the game, and not so much the quality. And we saw a very rapid change in, one, they addressed the bugs, two, they started adding content, and then the quality of the content jumped each time they put something new out. So from my perspective, absolutely. Some of them have gotten a little bit wordy, but by the same token, if you're into the storyline, if you're into that, it's all there for you. If you just want to click through the text and get to, okay, where do I need to go now? What ship do I have to kill? How many ships is it going to take to get this particular mission done? That piece is there as well. So it's become a much more well-balanced game than what it was when it started.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to agree with that one as well. I think the gameplay has definitely gotten better. And for the longest time, the unfortunately, I think the devs were being exterminators. And what I mean by that was all the bugs that they had. It's like, all right, well, we need to spray this one down. All right, let's see if we can kill this nest of bugs. And then another bunch of bugs popped up, and they're like, all right, let's spray that one out. I think they were in essence, they fixed one thing and then something else would break, but they just fixed that thing before this last patch. So it's like, all right, well, we got to go back and look at that. So how do we fix the? Let's throw this one out there. The planet Zeus.
Right.
That thing was the biggest bug in the game. There were people taking advantage of that, exploiting that bug.
Yeah.
And they were hiding.
Yeah.
And I'm probably calling some people out. I'm not going to call them out by name. I'm not going to call them out by alliance, and I'm not going to call them out by server. I'm just saying in general, there were people utilizing that the exploit to better themselves, versus while everybody else out here grinding away doing what they were supposed to be doing, playing the game the proper way.
Yeah.
Like I said, when you've got a bug like that goes on and you fix one thing and then something else breaks, and then you have to go back and fix that one that broke, then you break your fix after the prior fix. So it was like one step forward, two steps back every single time.
Exactly. And for those who don't necessarily know what that bug was, you could move to that planet and your base would not get attacked, if I'm correct.
You had a perma shield, except for you didn't have to have a bubble. You could just sit there and save all your bubbles. And once they finally fixed it, all those bubbles that they saved up, they lived in the bubble life for quite a few months in a bubble life, because everybody knew that once that planet got fixed, they were coming after them. And I'm not gonna lie, I came after a few of them myself.
Yeah, it was tough. It was a tough time, especially, I don't know if you guys remember the mining debacle where a whole bunch of mines just wouldn't work, basically. Yeah, or disappeared. Like, that was crazy.
Disappeared, bro.
Yeah.
You'd find a treble versus iron somewhere.
Yeah.
You got a little treble set there on the side going, not gonna fit here.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, all right. So guys, so I do have a little quiz for you guys, if you fancy playing.
Oh, please.
All right, cool. And don't forget, guys, you can join along at home too. So without further ado, let's get started on this quiz. All right, guys, so I'm going to give both of you a question, and if you can answer it, that is going to be awesome. This is kind of a little test for you guys. It's 5 questions, so, the pressure is on. Just saying this now. So I'll display the question, and I'll read the question to you, and you'll basically have about, 5 to 10 seconds to answer. Well, let's give it 10 seconds to answer, for you to think about it, right? Okay. All right, so here we go. Okay, so question number 1. Okay, here we go. What is the principal name of Starfleet's Prime Directive? What is the principal? All right.
Oh God, I'm brain dead. Yeah, I'm going to say it's more for exploration than anything, and finding new species.
Okay, you're going for exploration, and
I would say no interference.
okay. So the answer is non-intervention. So boom, yeah, you've got it right.
I grew up with Star Trek, and I just failed miserably. I'm gonna jump off this bridge here real quick and get it done with.
Oh my gosh. You know what? That was a good try. That was a good try right there. Yeah, congrats to those at home that got it. Okay, let's go through question number 2. So this is a good one right here. Okay, so question number 2. Here's kind of a long one. What is the name of the species that compelled Captain James T. Kirk and Lieutenant Uhura to kiss? So remember, guys, this is the first kiss between a white man and a black woman on a scripted TV show. Okay, so does anyone know these species?
Hold on. Let me get some clarity. Are you talking about the original television show, or are you talking about the movies past that?
This is the original television show.
It's the original television series, and it occurred, and it was the blue guys with the great big brains, but I can't remember what they're called.
Oh, you're along the lines there. Okay, so the answer is the Platonians. Boom, boom, boom. All right, well,
I gotta go back and watch my episodes now.
Oh my gosh. So, this is good. This is going pretty well. This is the first quiz on the channel. Okay. Let's just go ahead to question number 3. Guys, you're doing so well so far. Okay. Question number 3.
Yes, I'm not.
Which of the following was not which of the following was not a founding species of the United Federation of Planets, the collection of governments based on universal liberty and equality? Okay, does anyone have the answer?
Oh, God.
No, that one would have needed to been multiple choice for me.
Yeah, that one definitely needs to be a multiple choice on that one, because I want to say Klingons were definitely not part of that, because they've never been for it.
Okay.
Until into the original motion picture movie era.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a choice. Okay, it's either Vulcans, Andorians, Tellarites, or Betazoids.
Tellarites, because I know Betazoids are rather peaceful. Obviously, the Vulcans were huge on keeping peace.
Okay.
They rather use things
first contact.
And they were first contact, right?
Okay, so you're both saying the Tellarites?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, so the answer is Betazoids. Oh my god, guys.
What?
That's right. Guys, you gotta watch The Next Generation to know that answer. You got
Deanna Troy was hot back in the day. I have to say that one.
That's true. And I've recently been watching Gargoyles, and she does one of the voices in Gargoyles, so a little shout out to Gargoyles there.
Gargoyles is a good show. I remember growing up with that.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, tell my age now.
Oh. All right, let's go to question number 4, guys. Okay, question number 4. Who was the disgraced scientist who created Lieutenant Commander Data, an android who was ultimately granted rights and privileges equal to those who afforded to all humanoid species?
Oh God, it was his dad. He made that chip. They went back and found him, and he's like, "Here, take this chip." And yeah, God, I can't think of what his name is.
Soon.
Oh, you're close.
Dr. Noonien Soon.
Oh,
Yes.
you got it. That is right. That is
Yes.
correct. Well done.
That's right.
Well done.
That was his quote unquote father.
Yes, that was
Yes,
his robotic father. Well, he wasn't robotic, but yeah, you know what I mean. That was his father, and yeah, I mean, if you've watched a lot of Next Generation, like you will know this. So yeah, that was good. That was good. That was a good question. Okay, so we're on to the last question now. Okay, you guys ready?
Sure.
All right, question number 5. What was Seven of Nine's first given name before she was forcefully assimilated by the cybernetic pseudo-species, the Borg? Okay, I'm gonna give you some choices here, guys. Okay, so we have Deanna, Maria, Anika, or Alice.
Say Alice.
All right, guys, your time is up. So what? Okay, so I'm just gonna repeat the question. What was Seven of Nine's first given name before she was forcefully assimilated by the Borg?
Alice.
Okay.
I'll go with my partner there.
All right, so
Go.
the answer to the final question, question number 5, is Anika. Oh my gosh.
Man,
Wow.
we do not win Star Trek points.
Guys.
Yeah, we failed miserably. There goes our podcast with that.
Oh my god, no. Guys, that was a tough quiz. That was a tough quiz. I'm not sure if I would have known all the answers to that.
Well, that's all right, because I know her real name, and it's Jerry Ryan.
Jerry Ryan, yes. And don't forget, Jerry Ryan is going to be in the new Picard series too, so looking forward to that.
Yes,
Yeah.
I did see that. That's something I'm looking forward to.
There's a whole lot of everybody going to be in that new series. When I seen the previews of it, I got jacked up. I'm like, yep, we need to. I need to see about getting CBS, the CBS Plus app or whatever they're going to call it. That way we can I can watch that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of new characters in Picard, and a lot of old ones too. I'm not too sure if they should bring back the old ones. I know there's this nostalgic feeling, but you got to give light to the new characters, right?
Well, yeah, I agree. You definitely have to give light to the new character. But look at it from this standpoint. Picard came before a lot of these characters, obviously. But when you're bringing in an old character to their own series, many years down the road, people are going to be like, oh, well, they brought Picard back, so what got him from there till now?
Yeah.
Who either inspired him, pissed him off, brought goodwill, gave him a hard time, who challenged him, who lifted him up? I mean, it's just going to be all those elements. Like, how did Picard get from where he was to where he is today, and who brought him along, and what challenges? Because there's going to be flashbacks. There's going to be stuff when it goes back to seeing the Enterprise getting just drilled on by a Klingon somewhere, or when the Borg came through and assimilated to make him who he was.
Yeah.
And those are still things that if you watch the Next Generation after Locutus became known, and after they brought him back from being Locutus, he still had issues dealing with the Borg. He still had issues dealing with other things, and it was almost like a twitch that would happen. Something would trigger, and you'd see him kind of go back to walking through the hallways, all the cables and cords and tubes and everything running around there, where you kind of see those flashbacks. So honestly, I think it's wise that they do bring a little bit of that nostalgia back, bring some of the old characters back in, so that way it does give a feel of who Picard is now.
Yeah, definitely agree, and that's something which that it's needed to be explored, basically. Yeah, I mean, it's a whole different series to Discovery, for example, which is also running at the same time.
Right, and it definitely gives it some substance too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so it's pretty good. Hopefully ties into STFC at some point. I know that they're looking at getting some new content, new timelines content. So I don't know how that's going to work.
That would be an interesting collection there if you could have different versions of the Enterprise or even some of the other ships flying around in STFC.
Could you imagine a constellation class, or well, even the D for that matter, bringing the D in? The 1701D was, I think, hands down was one of the baddest Enterprise that they've ever built. It actually put me in the mind of the Dreadnought class from Beyond, not Beyond, but Into Darkness. The Enterprise D really reminded me of that one, except for it wasn't nearly as dark and ominous, but it just had that firepower, the capabilities of what the Enterprise D had was in my impression, that was more of a battleship than anything.
Yeah.
Because that front phaser bank array that they had, that thing went from one side of the saucer section to the other. That thing would smile. You knew it was a bad time for whoever's on the other end of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you'd actually see that phaser just come around, and where it was going to shoot out from, it was a bad time for the other side.
Exactly. None of this ISS jellyfish bullcrap. We need some proper ships, right? Do you know what I'm saying? Like none of this mirror stuff.
Why not just bring the Dreadnought into STFC? That would be epic.
Yes, I've said that before. They definitely need to bring the Dreadnought in. They need to have some sort of a storyline with that. But I've also thought, hear me out here, Star Trek, if you guys are listening. I think you guys need to bring the D in. Bring the 1701D in. Bring her around. Do some sort of time travel where you see Data, LaForge, and everybody, and bring those characters in, and make a go of that.
Yeah, that would be something. I just don't know how the whole universe thing is going to work, really.
Well, DS9, if I remember right, some of the early stages, I thought I saw DS9 as one of the star bases that or what have you, as far as a landmark
in the game.
Really?
Wow.
Thought I saw it. I could be wrong.
Interesting.
I mean, it's over in Federation space, but when I seen it, like I said, I could have, or they could have changed it up and taken it out.
I think.
I could have swore
Yeah, I mean, I think like if they were to introduce a new Star Trek content, wouldn't they go for DS9 first? Because, yeah, I don't know, like for sure, DS9, like that would be something.
Yeah, I think it would be awesome because that gives a point of resource. We fly to planets, we fly to other star bases.
Mm-hmm.
You got Starbase 74 on there. I think that would be cool. And honestly, I think the starbase that they had in Beyond, where the Franklin was flying through underneath and finally popped out and handled business there. That starbase will be cool to see.
Oh my gosh, what's that called? Yorktown, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yorktown. Yeah, the Yorktown. I was just looking through the missions list, and I'm not finding DS9 in that list. So it might have just been one of the icons in the background. Because some of the star bases are listed in the system, but not an actual mission location. So it might be that.
Yeah.
Right, and I think that's what I saw it as. It wasn't not an actual mission location. I agree. But yeah, I that's cool. I mean, you think about it. DS9 is iconic.
Yeah.
The series ran for a little while. Some folks loved it. Some folks hated it. I watched it. I mean, when Next Generation was finishing up, and then the DS9 come in, every Saturday I'd look forward to going and sitting down and watching it with my dad and watching those episodes.
Yeah,
DS9
absolutely.
was just cool because it's almost a planet all in itself.
Exactly.
There's just a melting pot of everybody.
Yeah, it's a different kind of feel to Star Trek, but it works. Yeah, for sure.
And then the runabout. That was a bad little ship.
That was badass. Like, oh my gosh, yes. Yeah, even the Dominion. Oh my gosh, if they bring that in, oh boy. But they need to bring in. I feel like they need to bring in the Borg first because that is an iconic villain in Star Trek. So if they bring that in somehow, maybe as a new faction, like, oh my gosh, that would be freaking awesome.
You know what? That would be cool. Do a whole faction series on the Borg. bring in a cube and a sphere, and then that monster ship they had, that thing was a beast. I think they called it it had gigantic outriggers on it, or it had at least a big outrigger on it.
Yeah.
I can't think of what they called that ship. But that thing was a beast all in itself.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. And then the new Picard series, there's a blue Borg ship, so I'm kind of wondering what that'll tie into, but yeah, the Borg are just friggin' awesome. Yeah.
Resistance is futile.
Exactly. Yeah, so I mean, there's been a lot of...
Defiant was the one I was... The Defiant was the ship I was trying to remember from
yes.
DS9, and that was the first battleship, if I understood correctly, that the Federation built, and it was like crazy overpowered, and that's why they sent it to DS9.
Yep.
Yes.
Because they needed some more defensive measures because DS9's defenses couldn't quite stave off a full onslaught. They could handle a few ships from different directions, but yeah, they definitely needed the Defiant because the Defiant came in after the Runabout. Because the Runabout had some defensive measures and some attack measures, but it wasn't anything like what the Defiant brought. Because I think, what was it, halfway through the series they brought the Defiant in?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, the Defiant was definitely one of the nastier ones. Because that was their pit bull.
Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely rank that over the Jellyfish any day, like...
The Jellyfish is nasty. If you look at what it could do with the proper loadout, it had the red matter.
Yeah.
That could just eat anything. But if that Jellyfish doesn't have the red matter, it's just a real fast ship, that's all.
Yeah, that's all it has going for it, really, especially in STFC.
It's a pedal tank.
Yeah, exactly.
You just pedal along and turn to the turret. It's about it.
Yep.
The thing that bothers me about the Jellyfish is in all the movie representations, it only has 2 or 3 people on it ever. And like for mine, I've got a fully loaded Jellyfish. It's maxed out. And I have to put 7 officers on it. And it's like, that wouldn't happen in the movie.
Yeah.
Where are they sitting at? Are they sitting on each other's laps in there? What is going on with that?
Yeah.
So it's like I wish they would adjust the bridge makeup of each one of the ships based on the class of the ships and be able to use the officer loadouts based on that.
Yeah.
It's accuracy.
Yeah,
nothing worse than sitting there going, all right, well, you got to get in a spacesuit. You're right on top of the roof.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sorry, Bugs.
Here, we'll put a tether on you. It's all good.
We're gonna tether you, but we're eventually gonna hit warp speed. So hopefully you can hold on for that one.
Yeah.
Impulse speed, yeah, you're host. Warp speed, you might as well just hang out.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So there's of course there's the ISS Jellyfish, and they've also changed a lot and brought in a bunch of officers too. What do you guys think about the officers?
Well, I haven't been able to look at the officers because they're not showing up.
Right.
On mine. So I really can't give an opinion. I think from what I've seen so far as playing through Mirror, it's evil Spock, really? Spock with a goatee? Come on. that ain't even right. I don't know. I think
don't mock those of us with goatees now. Come on.
I've got one too. I've got one. Seriously, I have one. It's just Spock with a goatee. Spock, no. Spock has always been clean cut. You deviated way too much from it. Evil Spock, really? No. I think what they my opinion.
What was that?
What?
Go ahead, finish your opinion.
In my opinion, I think they should have went a different There doesn't need to be an ISS Jellyfish. There doesn't need to be an ISS Enterprise or whatever they're coming out with. I think the idea is grand itself, but if you're going to do some sort of time travel or some sort of interdimensional travel, I get that. I think as far as what they were talking about is there was some sort of time travel aspect to it.
Mm-hmm.
They should have went back in time and actually pulled some sort of Borg issue and brought that up front, and then brought a time traveled group.
Yeah.
For whatever, or if you really want to go back, I mean, you couldn't bring the original Khan into it because of new Khan, obviously completely different ideals there.
Yeah.
But you could have brought back some sort of old issue or old battle as a time travel. In reality, you could have went back as far as the Picard days, or if you really wanted to go way back when, you've got that option. But yeah, I don't know. I think they had a hard time trying to get old, back in the day content to bring forward to make it relevant because of how the movies changed. Because the game itself is based on the movie, not so much necessarily on the original cast, if you will.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I think, I'm not sure if they're going to bring the movies back for a while, but yeah.
So what's your opinion, Ramius? I'm curious.
Well, I've looked at some of the officers, and they definitely have some possibilities in there. It's just a matter of trying to get them. I see the bent with this set more towards the 30-plus players, and I'm almost there, not quite. So I've got my eye on them. I don't have a favorite yet, but I'm starting to collect shards for each one. I like Yuki. I'm trying to finish getting her into my list, but not quite there yet. So we'll just keep plugging away until we can get them. We've got so many other officers like Jayla and Keenzer that are hard to get anyway. So why not?
Keenzer's not that hard
hold
to get.
them. Man, I keep fighting on that one. I'll just say that.
Well, I don't have them yet.
Well, here, to interject on that one, Keenzer's not that hard to get. If you do your dailies and you get all your daily stuff done, you get the loyalty badge.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can get Keenzer quick. I mean, I'm sitting here. I got enough Keenzers right now that I need to upgrade. Is what I need to do.
Yeah.
So he's ready to upgrade. So getting a Keenzer is not really that difficult. Now, Carol Marcus, on the other hand, you're sitting there holding.
Yeah, there are others. Yeah, you got Shar and Kang and Marcus and Mitchell and Pike, but still, I'm just saying, let's fold the ability to get those in while you're also adding others. That's what I was trying to get to.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
Yeah, and I think I haven't seen Khan in a while. Come in any events or officer chests. I'd love to get Khan, for example, but I guess not anytime soon.
Yeah, when it comes to gaining the officers, don't get me wrong, I enjoy catching a bunch of officer XP every time I open up a pack.
Yeah.
But eventually, at some point in time, it's like there are other officers that I need to get. I probably got, how many officers do I really need to pick up here? I'm over here looking at everything. 3, 4.
Can you just hear you counting there?
I got four and 3/4 rows of six apiece. So you're talking roughly 30.
Okay, that's pretty good. I have about 45
officers that I don't have.
Oh, they don't have. Okay.
Yeah, I just picked up my last purple Kirk shard.
Oh, you have Kirk purple?
Yeah.
Holy crap!
I finally got his purple. I've been setting at 99 shards for about 2 months.
Oh, very nice.
Hitting. It's like, come on, just give me my damn Kirk.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of waiting. And then finally one day they gave it to me. But I've got Gorka, and I got 67 of 100 for him, so I'm still short there.
Yeah.
Kang, I've got 8 of 95. Admiral Marcus, 37 of 120. Nero, 74 of 100. Pike, I got 7 pieces. So as far as those go, I'm kind of, flapping in the wind, waiting for those other pieces to come in.
Yeah.
But where every time I open up a box, I'm catching anywhere from 1,200 to 3,000 officer XP. Honestly, I think they need to move those officers that came out already, that's been out for a little while, that are still in the blue and purple area, kind of move the chances of those down to pick them up to kind of help move that along. Not saying that they need to nerf it to the point where, or to buff it to the point where every time you open up a pack, you get 1 purple.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to see just a regular, 20, 30 hit pack, the low end, to have a chance for a purple. That would be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice. I feel like a lot of the purple abilities don't work, or I don't know if they've helped it during the new update, but yeah, I guess who knows, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have Purple Kirk, Nero, Gorkin, and Krass.
Ooh.
And so I've been working really hard. Now, Gorkin, I just got this week. I finished off, the update let me finish a mission that I couldn't kill this one stupid ship. And it had, as a reward, the last 3 shards of Gorkin. And so I was like, I know he's not going to come up in a roll. It's one of those, I know the logic of the game's not going to let me do this until I finish this stupid mission.
Yeah.
And sure enough, that's what happened. As soon as I finished the mission, I got the last 3 shards, and now I've got Gorkin. And I've used him. He works well. Kirk I use often. Nero I use a lot. They're both assigned to ships as we speak.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I haven't got any purple officers yet, so I'm really hoping for a win. Yeah, it is tough, and I just wish everyone best of luck in getting these officers, because officers are definitely like a sure investment, right? Like, you're not going to lose officers, but you will lose ships, right? Like, eventually you'll stop using the Kumari. It'll just happen.
Right.
Yeah, but
yeah, I feel that way about the jellyfish. I invested in it because it was a cool ship, and when I first started playing, or when it first came out, it was the ship everybody that were sweepers were using to wipe out systems, and I loved it. It was a lot of fun. It moves quickly, and level 22 hit, and it stays in the station.
Yeah.
And so I created a new mission for it. So when I'm going into space that I'm hostile in, I use the jellyfish to get in and use that to time in, and then I can either use it to suicide into the bounty hunters or warp out if it's the one that they're locked onto.
Yeah.
So that's what I use my jellyfish for, November 29.
Or the good old Vulcan hello. the irony of a Vulcan hello, that ship, that's hilarious.
Oh, gosh. Yes. They need more Vulcan ships, that's what I think. Like more, because there's definitely a lot more Vulcan ships out there. I don't know, everyone's going for Federation these days.
I think
did you guys both go Federation?
I'm actually currently Federation. I'm
Okay.
trying to do dual faction with Klingon.
Right, okay.
I'm not a big fan of Romulans. I kick a Romulan's ass every chance I get. So.
Yeah.
I'm actually living in Romulan space. They hate me so bad. If my ship if I even open up the garage door to let the ship out, I get rocks thrown at me. It's like,
You have that problem too, huh?
Yes. The funny thing is, I've been able to outsmart them. I send a decoy ship out one way, and then roll the other ships the way I need it to. They chase the decoy, and then goes back in there and they're like, oh, where does come from? Oh well, they're already out. We didn't see them. Let them go.
That's a common good trick.
It reminds me of how much they hate me. It reminds me of have you seen that old picture? There was a plane that has nothing but arrows in the bottom of it.
Oh.
What happened was this Yahoo decided to fly over an area of indigenous people that had no idea of. They don't even know what power is. And they seen this plane flying overhead, like, what the hell is that? And all of a sudden, there's just arrows lining the whole bottom of it. dude lands a plane. They're like, yeah, we're not going back there ever again.
Oh my gosh.
That's kind of how I feel when I take a miner out into space to get some work.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm negative 1,094,000 in Klingon and negative 1,645,000 in Romulan.
Oh. Okay.
I have a ways to go to regain my standing with them.
Yeah.
I'm plus 2,332,000 in Fed there.
That's really the tweet. Yeah.
Well, here's a funny for you. I was Fed and Klingon, and I was like 100, 200K Klingon to the point where I'm moving right along, and I leveled up, and I got my Kumari fattened up pretty good, and I got this fattened up pretty good. So I'm out there just hammering away on doing missions. And then all of a sudden, I look down and I'm 200K in the negative on Klingon. I'm going, what the hell?
Yeah.
So right now, I'm currently 302K with Fed, and on Klingon, I finally started to redeem myself. I'm negative 71K. So I'm working my way back into trust me now. As far as the Romulans go,
yeah,
I'm negative 460K.
Oh, that's crazy.
I don't care. I will go in there and mine to my heart's content and body space.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so if you had the choice, right, would you go either Federation or Borg? Okay, if they introduce the Borg.
Ooh. Well, from a standpoint of just an absolute tank. Now, let me rephrase that. If it depends on which version of Borg. Are you talking Borg when they showed up and just started wrecking stuff, and the Enterprise was just kind of throwing darts at a dartboard and missing? Or are you talking about after they kind of figured out everything as far as how to hit a Borg ship and change the array to change the shielding so that way they could adapt to the shielding? Now, obviously, it would make it rather unfair to go to the point where the Borg was just wrecking stuff. You got to have a balance.
Well,
that's a tough one.
That's true, but maybe if they did introduce Borg, maybe they'd introduce a counter ship, right? So yeah, I mean,
that would make a difference.
Yes,
still probably do Fed, but so long as there was something to counter it, I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah, because at that point, it would definitely be interesting. So they'd have to have a counter ship to it, because in reality, you've got a cube, you've got a sphere, and then you've got that nasty outrigger canoe-looking ship they had. That thing was bad. But as far as other shapes, I know they had a few other shapes that they played and toyed with, but you don't really have they don't really have miners, because their cube is an attack vessel. It's a miner. It's a planet all on its own.
Yeah.
So you kind of got it all in one. With that one, so that would be tough if they actually brought out a fleet of Borg ships.
I think it's possible. Yeah.
It's possible, absolutely. So as long as they brought out a decent fleet of Borg ships, I think it will be good.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a catamaran. That's what they called it, the catamaran.
The catamaran, interesting. I'll have to look that one up for sure.
I believe that's what they called it, the catamaran, because it's built very similar to a catamaran that's got the hull of the boat.
Yeah.
And then there was one outrigger to come out for a balance. So I believe I think they may have coined calling it the catamaran at that point, but that's what it looked like to me.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. Okay, so we're going to wrap up this video pretty quick, but before we go, I have a question for you guys. What, if they were to bring out a ship, the next ship, what ship would you like to see in the game next, which hasn't been released yet?
Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah, I'll give you some time to think.
I still stand by the Dreadnought.
The Dreadnought, okay, and that is the ship which can overtake warp, right? It can,
That's the one that can
yes.
they can shoot in warp and make your life rough.
Interesting.
That's
Okay.
the one where you hear the good admiral go, "Run you down."
Yeah.
That's when you hear the beginning of our podcast.
Yes.
Yes, yes, that's exactly what it sound. That's the beginning of our podcast.
Yeah, I would love to see the Borg sphere. Like that would be friggin' awesome if we could see the Borg sphere in the game.
Those little buggers are mean, though.
Oh, they were mean for sure. I don't know, like if, yeah, I mean it has to come at some point for sure.
I think at some point in time, I believe this, that they're going to bring the Borg in on the new J.J. Abrams Trek.
Yeah.
I'm very much a traditionalist when it comes to movies and shows.
Okay.
I understand that they have to reboot them to a more, I don't want to say aesthetically pleasing, but it's got to be relevant to the here and now. So I understand on a reboot that's what they're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
And they're bringing their take on it. But prime example, Khan.
Yeah.
When you saw the Wrath of Khan, that was the Khan I think of, not the guy that sits in the jail cell going, "Well, we're more superior species than you."
Yeah.
Oh, really? Now, granted, Khan was a more superior species because how his genetics were.
Yes.
But when they put Kirk on that table and strapped him down and shoved that slug in his ear,
gosh.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Because I'm sorry, the new Khan was not nearly as vicious nor cunning as the old Khan. Just my opinion.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I hope they introduce more storylines like that. Yeah, go on.
So my vote for next ship that needs to come in is the Narda.
Which ship is that
Nero's
again?
ship from the
Nero's
ship from the Star Trek.
That is a mining ship though, right?
That miner.
It is a mining ship.
Right.
That is wicked.
Yeah.
Yes.
It punches holes in planets and makes them implode. I think that some version of that as a high level miner would be amazing.
Yeah, I'm all for planet killing ships for sure.
Well, because if they're going to do, honestly, my opinion, because the Dreadnought didn't really go up against anything other than the Enterprise, and the Enterprise ended up kicking its ass anyways. But if you wanted to go planet destroyer to planet destroyer, those two would be a battle on its own. Obviously, not a real, because of how the timeline is.
Yes.
With the new movies, but at some point in time, those will be the two ships that would just go head to head, or like you said, introduce the Borg in some way, shape, or form. But they haven't quite got the concept because Kirk never really saw the Borg ever.
That's true. That's true.
So how would the Borg get worked in? That would be the question. That how are you going to work the Borg in to make it so that way it fits?
Yes.
Other than having another movie come out with Picard and then a time travel, and Picard comes he goes back in time, the Borg go back in time, and then all of a sudden they see, Kirk and everybody in the old Enterprise go, well, let's battle this thing and make it happen.
Yeah, exactly. So
now, at one point in time, the Borg did go back in time.
Yes, that was during one of the movies, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so that'll be good. All right, guys. Well, that is it for now. Don't forget, of course, you guys at home, don't forget to like and subscribe to Shotty and Admiral Ramius on their Deep Dive podcast. I will drop a link below and, of course, in the video. And yeah, I mean, thank you so much, guys. You have been awesome.
Awesome, thank you. Just to kind of add on, you can find us on any of the social media platforms with Shotty and Ramius. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out and hit us up. We definitely like listener suggestions. So that was something.
All right. Perfect.
Thank
All
you
right,
much.
guys.
Appreciate you having us.
Thank
Thank
you, boys.
you.
Appreciate it.
No problem. It's been a friggin' awesome hour, and we hope to chat to you real soon. All right, guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that is it for now, and don't forget to like and subscribe to all of our channels. And that is it, guys. Hope you have a great one. See ya.
Take it easy.